and gentlemen. Welcome to Walking with J.Beau, an almost daily walking vlog. Today we're going to do about 5.5 miles. It is a nice day today, absolutely beautiful summer day in Maine. Probably looks on camera warmer than it is. It's about 74 degrees. Little on the humid side, but not too bad. Going for a walk late afternoon because we had range day earlier today and it was a lot of fun. So anyway, as I graciously allowed that lady to turn in to the parking area, had a lot of fun at the range today. Turn the camera around. Hi y'all! How are you doing today? Hi, it's your favorite J.Beau. So anyway, there we go. That might be good today for an angle. Had a great time at the range, as I was saying. I shot the wonderful High Point 4595 TS carbine, and it is a 45 ACP carbine or carbine, or if you want to call it a carboni. .45 ACP is fun to shoot in a carbine. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you've never done it, you need to get one. And the High Point one would be a good one because highly reliable. Only had a couple of malfunctions, and it's because it's funky ammo. Semi-wad cutter, 200 grain, regular 230 grain. Ball ammo runs it fine, and it ran these fine too. I just uploaded a video from today, so I hope you enjoy that. And you know, this High Point rifle, you can get one for $280, $290. So I'll round it off. It's a $300 carbine, and you get a lot of gun with that because it has fully adjustable rear sight, up and down, windage, and the front sight is also adjustable. There's 2 hex screws that hold it on tight. And you loosen those up, you can turn the front sight one way or the other, ever so slightly. We've had a lot of fun with it. It's a good product. And you know, for all the complaints that High Point gets, I absolutely would never own one of their handguns. I don't like them. Don't like how they look. I don't like how they break down to clean them from videos I've watched. And the carbines though, they're damn good. 9mm and the 45. We have one of each, and I think you would enjoy it. So anyway, now I'm gonna go for my daily walk, almost daily walk. We did 6 miles yesterday in the pouring rain. Hope you enjoyed that one. I got thoroughly soaked. So soaked that I'm not wearing my usual walking shoes today because they're still wet. What else did we do? We also went to a tractor pull today. I'm going to be putting some video from that. I'm going to be putting some video from that on the channel, as far as I know, unless some reason comes up that I don't, which could happen. I'm probably going to sweat a lot on this walk. But we'll be okay. At least I hope so anyways. Excuse me. It's definitely warm. Temperature says it's 72, but it feels like 82. That's the extra humidity. You can actually see a haze in front of the trees up ahead. Kind of feels like before you get thunderstorms, but we don't have any coming, so we should be fine. Today is Sunday, so we're going to do a Sunday walk. Turn the camera around. Woman's out there whacking her weeds. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about maybe up ahead. We can do it now, I guess. I don't have a whole hell of a lot to talk about today other than the rioting that happened in Los Angeles and how I told you. And again, I don't want to say like, you know, I told you, you know, like I'm trying to come across as some know-it-all that knows everything politically. I don't. I just follow and read things and use intuition, just like you do. Too many people on the internet. Now, I told you, like I foresaw the future. No, none of that. No big ego here. But what I'm trying to say is, I said on one of my recent walks, the last one in the rain, actually, yesterday. And you've heard me echo the same rhetoric before. that the Democrats have run out of options because Trump is succeeding more than he ever has. He's more popular than he's ever been. And the Democrats are stymied, desperate. They want anything they can use against Trump. Anything at all. So, they tried to make a big deal out of Kilmar Garcia. They got deported to El Salvador incorrectly. Tried to make a big deal out of that because it was a technicality on his being sent there. Technical clerical error, okay? The media makes it sound like, oh, the Trump administration, they just grabbed somebody on the street and deported them. No due process. That's not true. Not true at all. Kilmar Garcia was here illegally, broke our laws. They had a warrant for his arrest, which negates his due process as an immigrant. So the media is BS on that. But that aside, Supreme Court ruled that he had to come back. The president of El Salvador wouldn't do it. And that was the end of it. So we have the president of El Salvador now authorizing his release, because now they're going to be bringing him back here for a trial. And the Democrats made them look stupid fawning over this guy just to get Trump. And they ended up making themselves look stupid, like we knew they would, right? So, oh, my tree is gone. That tree right there got cut down. I see a little bit of the sawdust left. Probably was cut down a while back and I didn't notice it. I knew something looked different here. This one's still here though, for now. So anyway, ICE has been doing their immigration raids nationwide, which they announced they were going to do, but they were halted by the courts. Now the courts have ruled on Trump's side. So now we're underway again. And we saw rioting at the ICE facility in Los Angeles and also in hold on a second. In the neighboring Los Angeles County suburb. Well, not really a suburb, but what ICE was doing is DHS was using a staging point, and somehow that got out because somebody noticed it, posted it online, and that's where all these people rioting came from. A lot of them are organized protesters, which are basically agitators. They're not protesters, they're agitators. They were looking for an excuse to do something like that. Like, you know, we said they would. So, they showed up to riot and try to break into the ICE facility, destroying government property. So I don't know if you've been following what happened, because you may not be able to, because the media really hasn't covered it. Fox News did a little bit. You would think something like that would be big news with the liberal networks. Trump's a dictator, he's this, he's that. They didn't cover it. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why. The American public is on the side of Trump. The Democrats are on the wrong side of it. Polling shows that. And the American public voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump to do what he's doing now. Rounding up illegals and shipping them off. So the liberal media, which would be CNN, MSNBC, and the like, are not covering it, or making very little mention of it. What I mean by not covering it is they're not covering it. And we have seen things like that in the past, where they put a 24-hour coverage camera on protests during 2020's protests. Remember that? Well, they're not doing that this time, which I guess is good. It means we're winning. That's what it means. And so, very strange, isn't it? It's bizarre. There we go. And yes, this is a very steep incline, this whole stretch up till the top. And I've had a busy day already. And if I die, we'll have it on camera. So, when you talk into a camera, it interrupts your breathing. So when you're going up on a steep hill, you're not breathing, and you end up having to go taking a breath. So I'm not winded, but I'm winded. Anyway, really amazing time to be alive if you think about it. When's the last time you've seen anything like this, you know? Democrats are being beaten. They just are. Because their politics are stupid. So they're just on the wrong side of everything. Normally I'd say this, oh geez, that's really quite sad to watch. Well, it isn't actually. I'm enjoying watching the Democrats self-implode. Watch this car here. Alright, we're good. Got another one here, going way slow for some reason. Very strange. And we get that car going not so slow. At least the ones that go by fast make a breeze. I am already hot. It is warm today, fellas. And I won't have a rest from this hill for about another couple hundred feet. Now, anyway, watching the tractor pull today. Mostly men competing, about 3 women, and one of the women competing had the best distance out of everybody and time. So her tractor kicked everybody's keisters. For the class that they were in, which is these smaller, olden-timey tractors. Now they were going to have some really hot-rodded, pimped-out ones later in the afternoon, but we had to leave. So I'm sure it was exciting. So I'm dressed like I was at the range today, minus my range vest. Which means after this walk, I'm going to take a nice hot shower and uncoil and enjoy my evening. There, I'm at the top of the hill. Phew! That's why I like this route. Get a good workout. Catching up. So battery issues with the GoPro here. With the battery issues, we have 3 batteries we delivered this week. More than plenty. They're not very expensive. They're just a hassle to order them, you know. So they're going to be delivered Tuesday, day after tomorrow, allegedly. Also have a charger with them. I don't know if that contributed to the battery conking out, charging it inside the GoPro, but I would rather not charge it with the GoPro. So I have some damn good news. This is going to be so awesome. My older brother finally picked up early. He picked it up early. A genuine, okay, you ready for this? A genuine Remington Rand, manufactured in 1945, 1911 A1, military 1911. Friggin' oh boy, right? I want to do a nice look at it, either at the range or at my older brother's house, one or the other. I definitely want to do a good video on that. He texted me about it just as I was heading out the door for my walk, like I'm supposed to drop everything. Well, he didn't ask. I'm just saying, you know, normally I'd want to go over and look at it, but I already have my walk psyched up for it, you know. So I'm going to get my walk out of the way, get my shower in, and by that time it's going to be 8 o'clock tonight, I'll just wait until I get to see it. It's one of those things. But anyway, he did send me 4 pictures of it. Looks amazing. Can't wait, quite honestly. That's going to be really cool. And obviously we're going to do a shooting video with it. I don't have to do an in detail look at it with what I mean by in detail, like breaking down, photographing all the parts. Not going to do that, but just want to get a good look at it and on video and a shooting video with it. Losing my walkway here. We got branches sticking out behind me. We got branches, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to bugs turn the camera around. And I just stopped walking and I felt hot. So it's one of those things where I stop walking, I'm going to start having sweat dripping off my nose. So I'm going to keep walking, hope I don't die. So I had fun shooting 45s today. It's a lot of fun. So that's going to be pretty damn exciting, I think. An original piece of history like that. Manufactured while the war was in full progress. Soon to be terminated due to victories. But nonetheless, Remington Rand, who made typewriters, made this 1911. It's a piece of history. It was not a cheap piece to purchase. I didn't ask him what he paid for it, but I already know the value. It's going to be somewhere around $2 grand easy. And it's in fantastic condition, that's the thing. You'll see. You'll see. A lot of these end up being parts swapped out after World War II. They get put in service in Korea, and then they get parts changed again, and then they get put back in service in Vietnam, and you get unoriginal, non-serial matching parts. This one's got all the serial matching parts. Has not been used very much at all. There's hardly any wear to this, to the parkerization. It's parkerized. It's not very worn at all. You'll see, it's an absolutely gorgeous, pristine pistol. Quite excited about it, actually. you're into shooting 1911s, that is the cat's meow right there. So we're having a good walk today. Hope you're having a beautiful weekend, or I hope you had a good weekend. Weekend's almost over. Almost over. Alright. I'm going to be pretty beat after this walk, I gotta tell you. Had a busy day. So in that rain walk yesterday, got completely soaked. Completely rain soaked. I ripped my raincoat. I'm gonna find a way to patch that up because it's just a simple tear, and what you do is on the inside of the raincoat, put some duct tape over the split it has, the tear. I got pretty darn wet. My feet were soaked. Today there's no wind at all walking. I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot, dadgummit. I don't want to overdo it today. I don't want to overheat. It's never any fun. I'm sure you guys down south think this is hilarious. It's 74 degrees and J.Beau's worried about overheating. Go ahead and laugh. Go ahead. And then there's always that, why do you do this to yourself? Because I don't want to die next week. I really don't. I'm not done yet. That's my simplest explanation. pretty good one too. I hear a car coming. Is it in front of me or behind? It's in front of me. Motorcycle. I knew I heard something. At least my ears still work. It's going up away from me though. It turned from where we're going to turn. Whew. So there's sometimes things that happen out of your control that bother you. There's two friends now, three friends in the last 4 years, 3 years. They get diagnosed by cancers. It's just amazing to me how many people are getting cancer now. What is it? You know? What the hell is it? So, a friend of mine yesterday sends me a text. He's got prostate cancer. You know, he's older. He's about 70. It's like, at least he's at that age. And they did catch it early, or he should be able to treat it with reducing his testosterone, which prostate cancer feeds off of testosterone, as we all learned with Joe Biden. There is an inquiry going into his auto pen usage by people on his staff, because people know Biden was not with it. He's having dementia issues. And, you know, we can't have a president of the United States have his administration using an auto pen. We need to find out what was signed, if Biden was aware of it or not. And if there was, you know, quite honestly, I don't think very much will be done about it, because presidents can use auto pens. So you're going to have to prove somebody was authorized. And I think that can be done. Some of these pardons that Biden did was like, he did a ton of them. On his way out, I think he did well over 1,000 pardons. Some of these people were people that shouldn't have been pardoned. So, you know, I don't think Biden was aware. I just don't. I think his administrative staff did it without him knowing, and they used the auto pen to sign his signature. And I hope people get in trouble for that. It's a disgusting, horrible thing if it turns out that's what they did.
45 minutes, 9 seconds.
So ever since walking in the rain yesterday, my Bluetooth has been having a hard time staying connected to my phone if I don't use it. I can't just turn it on and leave it on. I just heard my pocket talking to me, and it should have been in my ear. Yep. Yeah, I didn't change anything before going for this walk. I'm wearing my hiking boots I wear at the range because they're waterproof and comfortable. And I'm wearing knee-high friggin' weightlifting socks. And they're hot. And I'm wearing my thick military fatigues that I wear to the range instead of my light ones for summer. So I got a whole bunch of stupid I'm doing today. I am wearing a t-shirt though, and this breeze I'm catching feels good. It's helping. Yep, that feels good. Oh yes. See the leaves moving? Wind, beautiful wind. Cool me off. Over here off the side of the road, I hear something. I hear a vehicle that's diesel. Or just a car with a loud exhaust. Yep. Well, 4-cylinder. Trying to sound bigger because it don't have an exhaust. Or it has a very leaky one. Oh, funny story today. We went to a tractor pull, which I told you about. It's not the funny story. The funny story is we had been at the range previously. So then on the way back, we stopped at a tractor pull. And I didn't really think of it because I don't really think about that. Because one, you have constitutional carry in Maine. And I always have a firearm on me, always. Every time I'm out of the house. Where it's legally allowed, of course. Can't bring them into the United States Postal Service or government buildings, which is all right. But anyway, we went to the range and I had outside the waistband carry, my holster on the outside, where everybody can see it. And I had that on, and I just went to the tractor pull wearing my firearm. And I was the only one, even though I guarantee you people there were carrying, because most of them were all conservative farmers from Trump country. A lot of them came down here from northern Maine, deep Republican red, and they looked it. They had all the shirts and the beards and all the accoutrements that would suggest they're conservative. And so nobody cared that I was carrying a firearm. And it was kind of nice because in a different environment, people would have been pointing and, oh, look at that, oh my. So I suppose that was good. After a while, I went and put it back inside the vehicle. And my brother was like, yeah, this will be the time somebody has a grudge with somebody and something happens and you put it back in the truck. Yeah, well, I don't have my inside the waistband holster. And I'm the only one walking around with a firearm hanging out. So, thought it was interesting. All right, we're getting this walk in the books. I'm coming up on 3 miles shortly, up ahead. So I'm glad we didn't have to get a new GoPro, but eventually we'll have to. But this one works pretty darn well. And also on my gun videos, I've been incorporating footage using the cheaper video camera in front of me next to the targets I'm shooting. So it won't be as painful if something goes bad and the camera gets hit with something. $69 camera compared to a $250 one. But let me know what you think of the combined footage angles. The video today with the high point was nice because a couple of shots I took looked like I was shooting right at the camera or just above it. So it's almost like a point of view. Well, not almost, it is like a point of view if somebody was shooting at you. Thought it was interesting. It looks kind of cool. We just hit 3 miles. 3 miles in 53 minutes. Not a bad time. It's not a record time, but it's not bad. With a Corvette there. Nice. Look at that lawnmower. That's mowing with class right there. They're all enclosed. Wonder if that thing's got AC. It's like a little tractor. You can carry things on it, pull things behind you. That's kind of cool. Kind of a lazy way to do it though. I can't imagine what you guys did in the 1950s with actually walk behind push mowers with the spinning blades. I saw a few of those when I was a kid in the early 70s, but I don't see any more of those these days. They actually worked well, I remember. I actually pushed one before. So I am old enough to remember the walk behind push blade mowers. Manual labor. How's that for awesome? You know, the other thing I noticed in my videos, it's kind of depressing. There was a while where I didn't do any selfie views because for so many years I did radio, and well, it's one of those things where next month, oh my God, that's right, I almost forgot, my birthday is coming up in less than 4 weeks into July. I'm gonna be 57, and I'm starting to look 57, and I gotta say I don't like it, being honest about it. I really don't. I mean, I dig that a lot of people like an older, mature guy when he smiles and you can see under his eyes, you can tell they're old. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad look, I'm just saying I don't want to be friggin' old. I don't. It's one thing to be old, it's another thing to look old. I don't want to look old. So that's the drawback from losing a lot of weight, is when you have that extra weight on, it fills in. It fills in these, smooths out these wrinkles. You know what I mean? You have more fat in your skin. So in some sense, it makes you look younger. But when you have all of that body fat gone, you know, like, that's just skin right here. I don't get any body fat in there anymore. And not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not. It's okay to feel like that, isn't it? I mean, I got old people that watch my walks. I am pretty thankful that I'm going to be 57 in a few weeks, and I can still walk 5-6 miles a day. There's some people I know my age that can't do that. They bend down, they pick something up. A couple of them I know, they need help getting back up. They don't bend down and pick up things because they can't get back up again. They got no strength in their legs or knees, and they just can't do it. One guy I know, 10 years older than me, has that problem. He's had open heart surgery twice. And so, knock wood, right? So the reason why it bugs me is I know I'm getting older, and now I'm in that phase where if I'm watching TV, all you have on TV now is these freaking pharmaceutical ads that remind you that you're dying soon. Right? They're reminding you that you're dying. Every day that you're alive, you're a day closer to death. And when you're getting older, I don't want to see these effing commercials. Oh, see that? That is a smush turtle. The turtle got smooshed. He got run over. That makes me mad. So anyway, yeah, you know, try to watch something on the news. Oh, here comes a Viagra commercial. Okay. Here's a reminder that you're old and, you know, your Winky isn't going to perform like you were 30 again. And then there's prostate medication. And I saw one for prostate cancer treatment, lung cancer treatment, emphysema, heart disease, this, that, and the other. It's like every commercial they shove in your face is depression. It's like no wonder people are freaking depressed, and you know. Which, by the way, I'm happy to say at 57 my prostate's fine. Everything functions. I got a nice flow, okay? I flow. Some people can't say that. So I don't have any prostate issues at all. Very happy about that because my dad did. So, wow, look at this. And yeah, I talk about some off-the-wall things sometimes, but you know, it's just my fitness walk, and I talk about whatever pops in my head. And you guys have to pay for it. You took the time to tune in, well, you're gonna have to deal with it. Tell me that's not gorgeous. Huh? Maine is looking beautiful right now. I'll have you know. Oh, somebody's cooking food. Oh boy, doesn't that smell good. Somebody's barbecuing. I'm jealous. Oh my God, that smells heavenly. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. When this field gets tall enough, that grass, it's all going to get baled. And then you know what it's going to be? Hay! All of this is going to be hay. A whole field of it. You cut it all up, bale it up, roll it up, and sell it. People feed their horses and stuff. Beautiful day, friends. Beautiful day. Squirrel just made it across the road before getting squished. Very nice. That view never gets old. Never gets old. I hear a dove cooing. Azaleas, rhododendron. Some parts of the country call them azaleas. We call them rhododendrons. Same thing. Same species. All these different types of azaleas are all a member of the rhododendron family. I know that because I looked that up on Wikipedia. So anyway, I want to get back to talking about Uncle Trump. Uncle for me, because I'm older. He's old enough to be my uncle. Maybe Grampy for you. Or Brother Trump, if you're in that age group. 70 to 80. So anyway, a lot of people were saying only states can activate the National Guard. So there's been a lot of confusion about how Trump could activate the National Guard like he did last night. And a lot of them arrived in Los Angeles today. And he posted on Truth Social that it will not be tolerated, this rioting and Marxist bullshit that we get in Democrat cities where they don't do anything and they allow them to do it. Democrats today, including Mayor Karen Bass of Los Angeles, said that sending in the National Guard is a mistake. You're better off to just let these people get it out of their system, she said, because you'll just make it worse. These people are absolute cowards, and I think she honestly believes that. But she is a Marxist, self-professed, and how these people get into government, they get backed and endorsed by socialists and Marxists that have money, people like George Soros. So anyway, Trump can activate the National Guard through presidential powers granted to him by the Constitution. Now, the Democrats didn't like it, and I noticed they tried to call him a dictator a couple times, and then, like I said earlier, that talk went away. All of a sudden, they're just not talking about Trump being a dictator. This is what dictators do. And my brother and I were watching live helicopter coverage from Los Angeles, from KTLA, ABC7 in Los Angeles, and NBC4 Los Angeles. They were doing helicopter coverage of the rioting, and they stopped all at the same time. It was really weird. And they haven't covered it since. You would think President Trump invoking the Constitution to bypass Gavin Newsom's governor powers over the National Guard and overtaking California's National Guard would be the biggest friggin' news ever today. I'm shocked. So I want to hear your thoughts on why you think that is. Is it just not a big deal? This is bigger because, see, here's the problem. This has to do with immigration. They've been trying to paint Trump as a dictator, racist, bigot. This is a big opportunity for them to say, see, he's being a dictator to brown-skinned people and kicking them out of the country, taking over the National Guard like a king. All of that talk has stopped. Have you not noticed? Isn't that strange? So, and it's through all the networks. Fox News covered it a little bit. Doesn't seem to be big news. It's almost like, well, the people are getting what they voted for, so there's really no ratings in it because there's no controversy. That's what I'm getting from it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. I really would. Because like I said, I'm not an expert in all this stuff. I just, and I'm genuinely interested in your opinions and what you have to think about this stuff, what you have to say. Something's odd with that, because 2 months ago, this would be a 24-hour news cycle with news teams reporting live from the scene about how Trump is this, Trump's that, he's a dictator, and nothing. Nothing. You would think Trump invoking the military, which is what he did, using Title 10, okay, he used Title 10, and where if there's any kind of rioting going on and things like that, you can usurp the governor of a state and use the military. That's what Trump did. So he signed a memorandum, and the important thing on why they did that was because if he had done an executive order like he did the last time, a judge would block it like they did the last time. Eventually he won on that, and it forced Tim Walz in Minnesota to finally activate the National Guard during the riots. Remember that? So you had these people setting fires last night, late into the night, and I watched a few hours of it, live coverage on YouTube from people on the street, people streaming themselves. One guy wasn't even monetized. He's not making any money from it. He just wanted to get the news out there. And he did a better job than the media. And this is why the media is going bankrupt and nobody's watching them. Because they don't cover things. They cover what's politically expedient for Democrats. That's all they cover. So it was really interesting to watch Gavin Newsom crying on social media that Trump was doing his job for him. He seemed offended by it, and Trump just told him, well, you guys are incompetent. Basically you can't even keep the water on to put fires out by yourself. So he said that Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom were both incompetent and unable to solve this problem. So the government will solve the problem for them because they're incapable. And I love him for that. That really made my night last night. This is our vote. This is what we voted for. And these immigration raids are going to continue. And now Trump has permission from the courts to do it. So, glory, hallelujah. That's why Trump did all these executive orders right out of the gate as soon as he was sworn in, because he knew, and I talked about this many times on the walks, it was a good strategy because he knew that they were going to get bogged down in procedure and courts and all this other stuff. And I also think the big beautiful bill is going to pass as well. I don't know what'll be changed in it, something might be, but it's very clear that the American public wants it passed. So, and the media is doing all they can to make it look like a spending bill. It's not a spending bill. It's not. It's a budget reconciliation bill. And I like Mike Johnson's analogy. You can't turn an aircraft carrier on a dime. You need like a mile and a half to do it. This is one of the early steps. And it'll send us on our way of doing it correctly in the future, because a lot of the stuff will be codified in it, where they will have to do that later. So, anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around for a second. I'll be right back. I don't like to yak when there's somebody there while I'm walking by him signing off. I'm going to wait till after I pass him. Anyway, my friends, with that, click like and subscribe, share the content. Thank you for walking with me today. God bless you and America. Say a prayer for Trump and the country. Say a prayer for you and your family. And we will be seeing you on the next walk. So, my friends, have a beautiful week. If we don't see each other sooner, thank you very much for walking with me. Have a beautiful Sunday. Bye-bye, my friends. God bless you. See ya.